Hey, Orchinistas, orchid lovers like I am, welcome back to my channel. This is Forever Orchids and my name is Tracy. If this is the first time you're seeing me, I am so glad you stopped by. Welcome. This is part 3 of a rescue orchid haul, and I'm calling it a rescue orchid haul because I volunteer at a couple of places locally, and one of them has been reassessing their orchid collection, and they've been determining what they're keeping and what they're not. And the reason why they're doing this is a lot of the orchids had no IDs, um, or they had divisions and they had multiples of their orchids. And they want to start getting some new things. They want to start getting some more species, as an example. Um, they have a wide range of orchids currently, dendrobiums and bulbophyllums and species and cattleyas and a few phalaenopsis, just a whole gamut. I primarily got the Cattleyas because that's what I typically know how to grow the best. That and Phalaenopsis. They didn't have any Phalaenopsis that they were getting rid of, and Phalaenopsis are so common in my local area. We have to order out, to get the Cattleyas and things, unless we're lucky to find bag babies. And so far this year, we've been extremely lucky to find those. So I want to dive into some more of the orchids that I got. Another reason why they were getting rid of them is they also had a really bad scale infestation during COVID, during the pandemic. And so, some of the plants don't look that great. And you'll see that on some of these. And if they had multiples, they were like, let's keep the best looking ones and the rest of them, we'll sell those. So let's start with this one here. Okay, this Cattleya is got a label. Yay! Yay! It says Cattleya Volcano Queen, and it was repotted in October of 2021. Problem is, there's no such thing as Volcano Queen as a actual registered cross of a hybrid. Volcano Queen is typically used by Akatsuko orchids for a clonal name. They will, they're hybridizers, and they will produce Cattleyas and other orchids, other species, other genuses, and they will determine what is the best out of that cross, and they'll mericlone it. And they may only have maybe like 500 of that mericloned plant. And typically they've picked the best, and they will give it the name Volcano Queen as the clonal name. So this technically is a no ID at the moment. Now, the great thing, and one of the reasons why I got it, was there was a flower sheath on it. So I knew that it was mature size. And then lo and behold, since it's been in my care, we have flowers growing. And when I hold it up to the light and let light pass through, I'm pretty sure there's 3 flowers in this pseudobulb. So it's going to be really exciting in the next, I'm going to say, month to month and a half. Probably, yeah, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, somewhere around there before the first blooms will actually bloom. It's got still quite a ways to grow to come out here at the top. So it'll be a long stem. Anyway, I will reach out to Akatsuko Orchids in Hilo, Hawaii with a picture of the plant. I'll do a video also to show you guys what this looks like, and maybe you can help me to identify it. The garden, the public garden that I volunteer at, that I got these from, they have a list. They kind of know, as of July of last year of 2022, they did an inventory. They only had this listed as Cattleya Volcano Queen because that's all that was on the tag. So that's when they did their inventory. So I don't know who wrote the tag. It could be a volunteer that is long gone that repotted this. It's definitely a division from another plant, and there was nothing else in the collection that had the clonal name Volcano Queen. So I couldn't compare that to maybe, another orchid that maybe it had its label. All right, this particular one here is a unifolate. Now, here is some damage. Whoops, let's get it out here. Right here, damage, scale damage. Yep. It's a shame, but that's what happened during the pandemic. Now, this is obviously potted in a clear plastic pot. It's potted in bark and perlite. Maybe, I can't tell if there's any charcoal or not in here, because right now it just all looks black. It's dripping because I watered it this morning. Now, we've got roots coming out of the bottom, so it does have an awful lot of roots in the pot. But it's going to be fun to see what this is when you water your plants. If the water is brown, dingy, brown, goldy looking kind of color, your media is breaking down and you're getting that coming out of the pot. That's my opinion, and I'm going to stick with it. So that is Cattleya, no ID. But its clonal name is Volcano Queen. That I'm 100% sure of. So stay tuned and let's check that one out in a couple of months and see what this one is going to look like. Or in a month, I think. Okay, the next one. This one is labeled. Whether it's labeled correctly, time will tell. This is, and when I saw the tag on this and realized they were going to be selling this one and that they already had a much larger specimen plant that they were going to keep in their collection, I was like, yes, please. I want this plant. It is either it's either a BC or it might be an RLC now. I need to look that up, but the tag reads BLC Melody Fair Carol. And it was repotted in January of 2022. Looks like it's in a bark mix. It was just planted in just your standard nursery grade green pot here. And there again, lots of scale damage. Lots of damage on the pseudobulbs. Now the plant is telling me that it is stressed, okay? And the reason why is this pseudobulb right here grew, bloomed. This one right here bloomed. Wonderful. Then this pseudobulb, when it grew its next bulb, it's this one here. Look at how short it is. Okay, that tells me the plant was stressed during that growing. Wasn't getting enough nutrients, may have not been getting enough light. I don't know where this would have been in the greenhouse at the time that this right here was growing. What I'm hoping is that there are some viable eyes somewhere on this plant. Hopefully there are some here. Time is just going to tell, because I don't, yeah, there's probably one that's going to be viable right here. So next growing season, it should push out that new growth. I have said this multiple times that when I bring a new plant into my environment, I give it sea kelp extract, and that will help with the stress of the plant coming into a new environment, having to adjust to indoors. It's no longer in a hot greenhouse. It's no longer in the humidity. Lots of plants will increase humidity as well, and it's just got to adjust to living with me. And so we're going to figure out that one too, and hopefully get that one going gangbusters is what I want, because that flower is white with it's like a dark reddish purple lip with yellow in the throat. Little white edging can also be around that lip. One of the parents of Melody Fair, I believe, is Stephen Oliver Fourraker, which is a really large, famous, older crossed white Cattleya, semi-alba. They're really called semi-albas when you do that. When you've got white with another color They call that semi-alba when you get the dark colors. Okay, so this plant here, look at this monster. Look at this specimen. Isn't it gorgeous? You know what I saw when I saw this plant? I saw flower sheath, flower sheath, and a third flower sheath. Now there's no buds in them yet, but I also saw new growth, which is down in here. Let's get these moved out of the way. And you can see that new growth there. It has lots of new roots on it. You can see some coming right here on the pot. So it's new roots coming out over here. So it's doing really well. Now the tag, white with purple lip and yellow throat. Does that sound familiar? The plant we just looked at, white with a purple lip and yellow in the throat. This might be Melody Fair, clonal name Carol. The reason why I think it might be is because this is an older plant, older in the respect of, they told me that they used to, there was a volunteer there that many, many years ago would plant in pine bark, mulch. They put it in mulch. And this is in mulch. So it's been in the pot for a while, apparently. So we'll definitely need to get this repotted. And I will wait until probably next spring to worry about repotting this. I don't want to do anything to disturb it because I really want those flowers. If we're going to get any, I really want those flowers. If it is Melody Fair, then it should bloom in around Christmas time, late November into December. So if we're going to get any flower buds, they should start in the next, I would guess, definitely in the next month. Later this month, possibly. Excuse me. So that's all this tag says. And I'm really, really hoping that it is Melody Fair. To my knowledge, on their inventory list, there was nothing else in their collection that this could possibly be. They did have several no ID Cattleyas listed, but I think for the most part, we have accounted for those and we have found the names of those Cattleya no IDs. They've bloomed and then we've been able to go, oh yes, that's what that plant is. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to stake it. We're going to tie up some of these pseudobulbs here so that in my space, I'll be able to get this on a shelf in front of a window. With it sprawling out like this has taken up a lot of space that I can't get more, another Cattleya sitting right here. So I've got some green Velcro tape. We're going to use that. And then we're going to also get one of these rings around it. Now let's talk about, before we start doing that, look, I want to give you a look at these leaves. Okay. Ooh, hold it, a little heavy here. Okay, so look at those leaves. Look, and this one, look at those. Oh my goodness. The one here, this one here, not in good shape, is it? They do not look good. Now, I did have a friend of mine who is a master Cattleya grower, and he looked at it and he said, I don't think it's virused. He said what he thinks it is chemical damage. So he thinks that very possibly it would have been maybe like spraying fertilizer, as an example, maybe fertilizer or whatever they spray in the greenhouse, that maybe that's what got on the leaves. I'm thinking that it's possible. Did they get sprayed and then maybe direct sun for some reason hit it? It could be some sun damage on some of these. Just, I'm just not sure on that. But he did not think it was virused. He looked at all of the new growth here and he said, the new growth looks good. So he really didn't think it was virused. Now, I don't have any test kits to test that. I'm looking into virus test kits. Please, if you know of a place that I could get just a couple of them, the master grower friend of mine, he said he normally goes in with other people and they'll buy like 1,000. Okay, I don't need 1,000. I don't even have that many orchids. Uh, but if you know of a place that I could get just a couple, I would be interested in doing some virus testing. I have another couple of plants that I've gotten from the greenhouse here, and I'm just a little concerned that maybe they're virus, and I would rather just kind of be sure about that. Now, they do have some plants in their collection that when they got them, they had been virus tested and they were free of virus. However, that doesn't mean that now they don't have a virus. Okay, let's look at this little leaf here while I keep working on this. Look at this pseudobulb coming out right here. Nice, plump, fat pseudobulb, but then the leaf just flopped. Makes me think it's a nutrient deficient. At the time the pseudobulb was growing, it could have also gotten bent from another plant, but I'm thinking that it needed some calcium, just plain and simple. We all need calcium for strong bones, healthy teeth, all of that good jazz. So calcium makes up every cell of a plant, and so I think that's maybe why this is that way. Alrighty, so let me get a couple of these. I think that I wanted to get this main one up here and see about getting the ring around here. Now I could take the Velcro out if need be once I get the ring around them, but we're going to try the ring first here. Whoops. Alrighty. Figure out where I want my stakes to go. And I don't want to hit any roots. I want to try to be mindful of those. I do realize there's bark in here, so little force is needed to get that going. Okay, I'll probably disappear behind the plant here in a minute, as it's so tall. And find my opening here. All right, let's get some of this going around here, around these pseudobulbs. Now this new one that's right here, I'm going to try to let things go between the pseudobulbs here. I don't want to force this one up too tight in this ring. It's not the biggest ring that they make. It's just actually what I have. And I think about this, it's a 10-inch ring. Whew. Okay, we're going to figure out where that goes because there's an awful lot of roots down here. Maybe we can get it down here. Maybe like that. Oops, got that flower sheath there. If you have to take this out and kind of work it behind and around, that's fine. Let me undo this one here. All right, let's see if I can find a spot over here for those. Get this one going down a little further. Okay, a little further there. Now here comes, let's see if we can get them wrapped around here and connected. Oops. Whoops, came out. My ring's coming out of my stakes here. Alrighty, now that is connected. Let's see how this looks. Okay, for the most part, now what we can do is just come in to this one down here, tie it up a bit, and I could just tie it to the stake here. Just get it a little closer. Now, I could, just not sure that I'm going to do that quite yet. I could come in and cut these damaged leaves off, and I may still do that. I just got this plant literally yesterday, so I'm not quite sure as of yet what I'm going to do. I also want to look at, now that I've done this, I want to make sure too that we're going to be hopeful when it flowers that I will have a good presentation on my flowers. And if I need to take this pseudobulb here, maybe do a stake and have it tied. See how right now it's in front of this sheath? If I move it over like this, flowers could come out. And by also doing what I've done, I feel like I'm giving this new growth right here a little bit more access to maybe some light. Moving these pseudobulbs around here. And then we'll tie these two up. So for time's sake, I'll do that and then show you a picture of what it all looks like when we're done. And I thank you so much for watching part 3. Do like, subscribe to my channel if you wish. I want to be very, very thankful and appreciative to the subscribers that I have currently. My channel, let's see, has only been in existence since the middle of July 2023, and it's now the 4th day of October 2023, so not long at all. And I am up to about 140 subscribers. I think that is absolutely wonderful for 2 months. I appreciate you guys very much. And until next time, guys, happy orchid growing. Bye.